Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are in the globe. Hey, it's Insane Rider. Welcome to the channel, The Budget Gamer. Quick mic check. I'm going to do a quick hardware check, and then we're diving right into this fun and exciting night of taking a look at the meta and what's hot. Okay, looks like I got everything rolling. I'm ready to dive in. So tonight, I'm going to start off by reviewing the Limitless TCG website, specifically the largest tournament from this past weekend. Ursa Day seems to have a good grasp and control over hosting and putting together the largest tournament. This past weekend, she had 1,940 competitors, so that's pretty impressive. Good job, Ursa Day. And in that tournament, I'll mention right from the start here that the first place deck was a Mewtwo EX Gardevoir. No surprise, I know. But, and we've seen Mewtwo EX up at the top. But when I looked at the top 3%, I like to look at the 3%. If you're in the top 3%, you're pretty much bringing it home for good gameplay. And when I look at that top 3%, which was 58 participants, I noticed there was a new pattern starting to emerge. And it wasn't the pattern of just like, you know, Mewtwo EX every single week or Pikachu EX every single week and no one else. It's actually starting to kind of level out. In other words, it was leveled out when there was this Mewtwo and Pikachu, but at least now we're starting to see it's starting to level out with a bunch of other decks as well. So let me go ahead and jump overlays here, and let's take a look at basically what I captured. And I'm not doing any scientific math here. I'm not doing a college lecture. I'm not going to do analysis paralysis and climb through everything and have a bunch of spreadsheets and you know, different graphs and tables. Just going to kind of break it down nice and simple, and then let's start getting some gameplay in. So of the top 3%, which was 58 decks and the 1,940 participants, when I looked at and counted up, you know, how many of each type of deck, I literally had like a 4-way tie for, I called it second place. It would really be second, third, fourth, and fifth, but I just called it a 4-way tie for second. And of those different decks, they all had 9. So out of the top 58, each of them had 9 decks representing themselves. So, for example, there were 9 Mewtwo EX with Gardevoir. There were 9 Gyarados EX decks, of course, with the wall Druddigun. There were Aerodactyl EX decks, primarily with Primate. And then there was 9 Executor EX decks running with Superior and Celebi EX. So there was a pretty good consistency this week. 9, 9, 9, and 9 out of the 58 for those four lead cards: Gyarados, Mewtwo, Aerodactyl, and Executor. Now, a little bit surprising, but not too much. Pikachu actually is back in the top spot this week. So Pikachu EX had 13 of the 58 decks. So where the other decks had 9, it was about 15.5% representation per deck. Pikachu had 13, which is a 22.5. And the Pikachu EX #1 deck is what I'm going to actually play tonight. And I'll be asking any viewers who want to play some matches, you know, non-competitive, just for fun, of course. But let's just take a look at this deck. I'm going to scroll through it on the screen. I've got it up on the iPad right now. Let me go ahead and jump over to a different overlay so you guys can see exactly what we're looking at here. So this deck has 2 Pikachu EX. And of course, when you have Pikachu EX, you're going to have Zapdos EX. So 2 of each of those. The tournaments seem to really starting to favor Zebstrika. But Raichu, especially the new Raichu card, that's no slouch either. But the majority of the Pikachu EX decks were paired with Zebstrika. So 2 Blitzel. It also had, 2 Zebstrika, 1 Dedenne, which is interesting. I've seen that one kind of mix around, that one extra. A lot of times you'll see one extra Pokemon. This little crazy mouse is, I've seen it work against me a number of times now, where it literally holds me down. I can't attack because I'm in my own little analysis paralysis, so to speak. Then from there, there's 2 Professor's Research, 2 Sabrina, 1 Giovanni, 2 Potions, 2 X-Speed, and 2 Pokeball. So that's the deck that was the best deck. So although a Mewtwo EX Gardevoir came in first place, I think the next 2, second and third place, were Pikachu EX with Zebstrika. So very interesting. I'll say that I'm not the biggest fan of the Lightning deck of the Pikachu EX. I mean, it's one of my favorite Pokemon, that's for sure. But I don't know. There's always a little bit of a disconnect with me when I'm playing the Lightning deck. But that's my plan tonight. I'm going to go ahead and play some matches. I'm just going to queue up into the Versus, right into the portion where everyone's still probably who's playing, trying to grind their 45. But other than that, if I have any viewers who want to join in, I think I might have a special guest or two connecting in to play some matches. But that's basically my plan tonight. As usual, I'll stream for an hour or two, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on the activity within the stream, and we'll kind of go from there. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and move over and start my first match. I'm going to go into Versus Event Match. Got it all ready to go, and off to the races. So thanks for joining again tonight. What I'm playing is the most common deck out of the top 3% from Ursa Day's tournament this past weekend. She had 1,940 participants. I took a look at the top 58 decks, which would be 3%. And then I went through and did some quick math, nothing complicated. Again, I'm not looking to make too much complication out of this, other than that there was a pattern that the Pikachu EX was definitely more common. But, you know, we had some surprises. Aerodactyl making its presence known, as well as Executor, and, of course, with Celebi. It took Celebi a little bit of time to show up at the top, but it's there now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put Zapdos to the front. Zapdos has the potential to do a little more damage than Pikachu, so it makes a great mid to late game addition, but it also can be a wall while you're trying to get Pikachu up and going. And I've got 1 Blitzel. I'll go ahead and put that on the bench. And with that, I'll start the battle. So again, pretty well even. 9 decks for each Mewtwo, Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and Executor. So each of them and the top 3% were repping out about 15.5% of that top 3% of decks. And then Pikachu just kind of edged them out, had 13 out of 58 for 22.5. Okay, so got a grass deck on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Pokeball. Of course, with Pikachu EX, you're always looking to get your bench as active as possible. So I've got 1 Pikachu. I've got 2 others on the table. With that, I think what I'll do is, of course, I have no energy. I'm going first. No sense to make use of Giovanni, and I'll end my turn. Now we'll start moving into the rounds with energy. I won the coin flip, but I don't know if that's really a win when you win the coin flip and you don't get the first energy. However, I do get the first evolution. So there is the benefit there. All right, Morlul with an initial 20-point strike. So I've got another Zapdos. I've got another So I'm going to go do this evolution. Blitzel to Zebstrika. I'm going to put Zapdos down, so that gives me my full bench. I don't have an X-Speed in my hand yet, but what I am going to do is going to go ahead and give 1 energy to Pikachu EX. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll pull X-Speed on my next draw. Giovanni's doesn't really have any work for him yet. We won't keep him unemployed for too long, though. We'll put him to use here pretty soon. All right, so I see grass with grass, so I don't see any mix of any other type of energy coming from my opponent's energy zone. So we could be looking at Celebi EX, we could be looking at the Executor EX as an example. Those decks did do well this past weekend. My opponent's kind of thinking through things. Let's see here. All right, there's a Snivy, so we know and kind of expect with the grass deck we'll see Superior on the table. I'm sure my opponent will be doing everything they can to make that happen. There's a second energy assignment, and they've gone up to Shinotic. Flickering Spores for 50. And I am now asleep, so I have to do a coin flip. Hey, Hector, thanks for joining. Yeah, next match. It'll be all lowercase budget game. Let me go ahead and just go on mute real quick so I can type this out. Just one moment. All right, so yeah, budget game is what the code will be, and we'll start in with the next match. All right, so let me get my overlay back to where I was. So this is the deck I'm playing right now, and I better hurry up because I am... that was a good... Unfortunately, I'm going to have to put this energy here. I can't retreat or anything, but I'm going to need that energy. I'm going to go ahead and throw a potion real quick. And with that, I'll use Sabrina to move out that other Pokemon from the active spot. Snivy comes to the front. Snivy probably won't be there very long. And with that, I'll end my turn. And this is to see if I can get rid of the sleep, at least temporarily, and I do. So good news there. So yeah, Hector, what I'm playing tonight is the highest placing and overall the most common deck from the Ursa Days tournament from Saturday. This deck in the 3% was the most commonly represented one. It was the most utilized one. All right. So let's get things kind of rolling here. So I'm going to start with Professor's Research. I would prefer to use an X speed on Zapdos as possible. I don't have it. I am going to... Zapdos at 80 is kind of within range of... well, I don't see anything else on the table. I think I'll hold off a little bit, but I am going to go ahead and retreat back. Of course, you're going to have to put Pikachu into the active spot. That's where it belongs. Unfortunately, my opponent has Servine there. I'm going to go with my second point of energy right here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and execute a Circle Circuit. So that kind of puts Kibosh their first Superior, but most likely they have two of each, so I'm sure they'll be working on the next one. Shinotic back to the front. I'm sure we're going to see... okay, we got Executor on the bench, so good job for my opponent getting their Executor up and going. And Shinotic's going to throw another 50-point attack with another sleep. I have a coin flip again. Now, if you follow my stream, you know that me and coin flips don't get along too well. And I have a tendency to flip tails, but I'll take the heads on that one. Alright, got another Pikachu EX. At this point, I'll go ahead and use this potion and heal up my Pikachu EX. I'm going to go ahead and move this energy over to Zebstrika, because I might have to chase. If I have to chase something to the bench, I want to make sure I already have the energy necessary. With that, I don't need Giovanni's help, so I'll just go ahead and issue an attack. And that gives me the early 2-0 lead, but we know that we've seen on many of my streams I've been up 2-0, and then I still end up losing, so no guarantee there at all that I can bring home the victory. So my opponent has Executor to the front. They got another Shinotic in the back. Alright, they're asking me to bring someone to the front. So I'll go ahead and bring Zapdos, my best wall. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move this energy over to Zapdos. I definitely want to move it back. So I'm going to retreat back. With that, Pikachu EX to the active spot. Got Giovanni. Probably don't need Giovanni's help right now. Because I'm looking at 180 with a double shot. So with that, I'll just go ahead. I'll hold on to Giovanni in case something comes up I'm not ready for. And with that, there's a 90-point strike. That's a great looking card. Great looking card there. I don't think I've done very well in being able to collect those cards. All right, and so they're just going to go ahead and bail out. Concede that match. So we take an early 1-0 wins versus losses lead. And Shinotic was holding it down for my opponent. Good job by Shinotic. Okay. Go ahead. Self-situated here. Send a thanks. And with that, on to the next match. Oh, hold on. Let me, Hector, are you ready? Let me bail out. Let me concede here real quick. So we'll get some viewer battles going. Lowercase budget game. I just need to jump out here real quick. All right, so we'll go ahead and concede. Okay, so I just gotta... I'll send him a thanks, Mr. Delicioso, for the quick bail. Sorry about that. Go back in. And if I have anyone else who wants, you know, non-competitive for fun matches, let me know. It's always kind of fun. Private match. Put in a password here. Budget game. All lowercase. And let's battle. Hector and I had a few fun matches yesterday. They were pretty even, too. They were good matches all the way around. Okay. There. Nice to see you again, Hector. All right. So I lost, but won the coin flip. Hector sporting the sleeve backs, the back of the cards there with Mewtwo. Great looking card set. I'm sporting my Pikachu. I thought it was only perfect considering I'm demonstrating and playing the best deck from this past weekend's largest tournament. I'll go ahead and start. And when I say best deck, it was just the most common. Mewtwo EX Gardevoir actually won that tournament in first place, but second and third place were a Pikachu EX deck. All right, so we got Jigglypuff up front. This is the 2 energy Jigglypuff in lieu of the other Jigglypuff, which can sing you to sleep. And we got a Pidgey in the back, so we're probably looking at Pidgeot EX, which is a great, great card. Unfortunately, I just have one of them. I haven't been able to pull a second one yet. All right, so let's get the party started. For me, I need to start with the Pokeball. That gives me a Blitzel. I'll take Blitzel, put Blitzel on the bench. Because as this Lightning Pikachu EX, I need a bench full of Pokemon to get the most out of my Pikachu. I've got 2 Professor's Research, so I'm going to go ahead and play 1. I can only play 1 as a supporter card. A Zebstrika. Nothing else I can put on my bench. At this point, I'll go ahead and give Zapdos my point of energy. And with that, I'll let Zapdos do an attack. Okay. Hector's got Jigglypuff up front, Pidgey on the back. Pidgeotto, so Hector's off to a good start on getting his evolutions going. So that's great news. Wigglytuff EX, there's another great evolution. Good job again, Hector. you're on point right now, and that's an amazing looking card. That is just a great, great looking card. Definitely don't have any issues losing to that card alone right there. All right, so we've got a water energy assignment to Wigglytuff. Now, Wigglytuff is just using colorless energy, and I see a fire energy in Hector's zone, so he's must have some fire Pokemon in there somewhere. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and issue my evolution of Blitzo to Zebstrika. I'm going to ask Professor Oak. This whole deck is around Pikachu EX. Well, where is Pikachu EX? Nowhere to be found yet. But I'm going to go ahead and put this little crazy mouse down. This little mouse is fun to play. 60 health. It's got a little bit of health to it. But that paralysis is just a great, great attack. I'm going to go ahead and use a Pokeball. Here's my best chance to get Pikachu. But it didn't happen. But I'm gonna hold off on putting that other Blitzel. I mean, I've got Blitzel and Zebstrika again. But if I take another spot, I literally have to sacrifice something before I even get my Pikachu on the bench. So I'm gonna hold off. I only need one energy to retreat with Zapdos, but right now I'm just gonna keep moving forward. I've got a Thundering Hurricane that can definitely deliver some damage. I've got an X speed. So with that, I'll go ahead and attack again for 20. So not necessarily the best dealt hand. Showcasing Pikachu EX, but it's a little having stage fright. There's a beautiful Pidgeot EX. So my opponent Hector, we're doing some viewer battles here, is off to a perfect evolution start. He's got his two biggest, probably toughest cards out on the table. I'm looking at an 80-point damage shot. You know, I think what I might do, but there's only one energy there, so I think I'm going to ask this little crazy mouse. I really like this mouse. Let's see if the mouse can start holding things down, because we're almost there with the Sleepy Song. All right, so there's Giovanni. So I'm on the struggle bus as far as getting the right Pokemon. Again, Pikachu EX is must be on a different bus going a different direction, because I'm not getting any help. At this point, I think what I'll do is I'm in threat of that Sleepy Song, so I'm going to start with Sabrina and see if she'll help me out a little bit by asking that Wigglytuff to step back and bring the beautiful Pidgeot EX to the front. Now, that card needs 3 energy, so it's going to take a little time to power up. I don't have any more. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my X speed. As much as I like this mouse, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back. I'm going to put Zapdos back to the active spot. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and give Zapdos his 3rd energy and see what Zapdos can do for me. All right, I got 4 coin flips. So Hector, you're probably pretty safe, because unless I'm getting really fortunate coin flips tonight, you're probably not in trouble. Although there's a heads. Well, I got 2. 50% is better than what I normally do. There's a 120-point shot to Pidgeot. All right, Hector's up. Hector needs probably a little bit more bench help. There's a Moltres EX, so there's where the fire was coming from. Good thought and play on that, because you're looking at colorless energy for those 2 cards. So it doesn't really matter where the energy's coming from. You're able to fire it up right away. So cool build out on that, Hector. Definitely a cool thought there. All right, here comes Wigglytuff. 80-point strike. And I'm back to coin flips again. So here we go. And heads. Well, I managed to stay awake. Okay, in the meantime, Pikachu EX must just be on the side watching this match. Completely nowhere to be found. I think I'm still sitting on an X speed, so I don't think I'm gonna put this 4th energy up on Zapdos to have a retreat and still be able to attack. With that, I think I will. So Zebstrika is a 30-point damage. I'm not going to do any more evolutions. You know, I'm still holding out for that Pikachu EX. In the meantime, I'll just keep doing Thundering Hurricane. So there's a Tails. That's more what I'm used to seeing. Okay. There's how my luck normally goes, Hector. Hector, you survived that attack with... I gambled. I know I'm facing an 80-point, but I was hoping I could flip 2 out of 4 and take you out. But unfortunately, that didn't happen for me. You win by the coin flips, you lose by the coin flips. All right, so Pidgeot's got a point of energy. You've got your wall. There's blue. All right, there's Wigglytuff. I gambled. It didn't pay off for me, unfortunately. I only needed 2 out of 4, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't even get 1. All right, so with that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my Zebstrika. There's another Zapdos EX, so who knows? Pikachu EX must be sitting on the bottom of my deck. A pretty poor hand for me. I'm trying to do the best I can with what I have. I'm going to go ahead and give Zapdos 1 energy. And with this, I'm going to throw a Thunder Spear. I'm going to go at the wounded Pidgeot EX. Had Blue's protection there, so I only did 20 instead of 30. But that still puts me in damage, but there's a good heal. Good play by Hector. Hector's in the command chair right now. There's a good strike there. If I'm asleep, well, at least I've been able to stay clear of the sleeps. Alright, so I'm going to start a couple things here. First thing I'm going to do, and Pikachu EX has not shown up. You would almost think that I forgot to put them in this deck. But they're there. I mean, I've got the list right up on the overlay right now of how my deck is built. Alright, so we got the wall in the front. It has 1 energy already, so 2 energy, and that brings... I'm going to use an X speed and come back. I'm just kind of hanging on by a thread right now. I'm going to retreat back. With that, I'm going to put Zapdos to the front. I've been doing everything I can to buy myself some time. I'll throw a potion on my wounded Pokemon. Going to go ahead with the second energy. And with that, I will not attack because I don't want to take that damage. So I'm just going to, right now, I'm really looking for that 3rd point of energy for attacking. So I wonder how the person who did all those players in the top 3%, all those Pikachu EX decks, I wonder if any of them had to go this long to finally get a Pikachu EX on the table. But my opponent's completely set up, so at this point, I'm a little bit beyond what I can do. So I'm going to go... going to try to make this happen again. I tried this before against Wigglytuff, and I failed. I got 0 heads. I got all tails. So let's see what happens this time. There's a tails. Oh my gosh. So there's 2 attacks in a row. I have flipped 8 tails. So again, as you can see, when I build my decks for my personal play, I don't usually build them with coin flips, and this is the reason why. I can't seem to do anything. So Druddigon's got a 100-point shot. So this is a pretty cool deck. I really like how you have it put together, Hector. You kind of can mix all the energies around. You can make Druddigon not just a wall, but an actual threat. All right, so I'm down to 30 points. Man, it's been a total struggle to do anything. So I'm going to retreat. Haven't scored a point. Just barely got Pikachu on the table. I don't even have enough energy to attack, but I'll give it one. Right now, I'm just looking to survive things out. It's pretty academic that Hector's got this match. Hector had a great deal early, got his Pidgeot EX and Wigglytuff EX literally as quick as you could get them evolved. Unfortunately for me, it took about, I don't know, what turn are we on? I don't know. It took me a long time to even get a Pikachu. Matter of fact, I'm through my hand. So it took me down to my last few cards to even get Pikachu. All right, well, gonna go ahead and throw a heal. I'll go ahead and place that there. I can't even, I'll do Giovanni so I can at least score 1 point against Hector. But unfortunately, just a bad hand I was dealt. And then horrible coin flips. My preference is not to use Zapdos as much for attacking, especially early on. But better, you know, I'm much better looking at my Pikachu for my attack and using Zapdos EX more as an early wall. It's there for mid to late game damage if you need it. Oh, and you got a Chatot in there too. Wow, Hector, that's quite the that's a pretty cool deck you got going. This will finish off the match. All right, good job, Hector. There's no way I could compete with what you had there with the hand I was dealt and with my coin flip. So good job. Nice match. Fun match. All right. I'm going to go ahead and send a thanks for that. Okay, I've got a few other viewers on. If anyone else wants to play a game, go ahead and type in budget game, all lowercase, as the password. And I'll go ahead and queue up again, and I'll see if there's anyone on. If not, then I'll dive into another just versus match, or if Hector wants to battle again, I'll take another battle with Hector. But first, let's see if anyone else is on. So I'll go ahead and dive in. Budget game. Okay, somebody there. Wada. Hey, Wada. Nice to... I don't know if I missed your chat or anything, but nice to see you on. All right, so I'm demonstrating the most common top meta Pikachu EX deck from this past weekend. As I mentioned at the very top of the stream, I'm not a big Lightning deck fan. I don't never for some reason really feel all that connected to it. But I'm playing it just because I wanted to kind of explore it. Kind of wanted to share with everyone that this is the current top meta deck. In Ursa Day's tournament, a Mewtwo EX actually won. But it was, you know, second and third were Pikachu EX. 1,940 competitors. That's quite a bit of people going at it. It's going good, Wada. Thanks for joining. Just getting things rolling. Hector had a great match. He's got a really cool looking deck going. Hector, if you're still on and around and want to play another match again, let me know. And then I might have another guest or two connecting in for some matches as well. So, wow, look at that beautiful hands. We got two Crown Mew EX. We know that Wada is a serious collector. And he's showing her right here, his collection. Pretty amazing, Wada. All right, so here we go. So last match, I had out of my entire deck, I think it was the 17th and 19th card that actually Pikachu EX showed up. So it took a long time for me to even get to a Pikachu, which when you're playing a Pikachu EX meta deck and you don't get Pikachu, you're kind of in trouble. All right, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start with a Basic 20-point attack on Mew. I've got my little squeaky mouse down in the corner with that paralysis. It all comes down to a coin flip. As we saw in the last match, I had 8 coin flips where I had in a row all tails. So I had a chance to take out Hector's Wigglytuff EX, and I failed that one. And then I had a chance to do some damage against another one of his Pokemon, and I failed that one too. Alright, so there's a 20 to 20 point strike exchange. I'm still struggling. So first thing I'm going to do is I'll ask Sabrina to move out that Mew. Give an opportunity for the other Mew to come forward. With that, I think what I'm going to do, I might try to buy myself some time. So I'm going to go ahead and use X speed. And I'm going to retreat. And I'm going to put this little guy in. I'm going to give little mouse a point of energy. I'm going to go ahead and throw one potion down on Zapdos. And with that, I'm going to do these little 10-point shots. But I'm going for the paralysis. And I got it. So, just like the kind of the title of my stream tonight, I didn't want to spend a lot of time, almost like a college lecture, a school lecture, analysis paralysis of combing through the meta, looking at every detail, putting up pie charts and graphs. I just kind of wanted to cut to the chase, just look at what's kind of was most common in the top 3%, and just kind of share that, and then kind of play some matches. It's pretty apparent that the meta is starting to even out a little bit more. I've just swapped over to another overlay, and you can see the top 3% and how they kind of stacked up. All right, so from there, nothing on my bench yet. Again, Pikachu EX is nowhere to be found. I'll give Zapdos a second point of energy. And I'm going to ask this little mouse to see if this little guy can just kind of hold things down. But he failed that turn. Well, that was a good try. All right, so out of the top 3% of Ursa Day's tournament, 1,940 participants, I looked at the top 3% of decks, and there was a 4-way tie for second place. Out of the 58, each of these decks had 9 decks representing them. 9 Gyarados EX, 9 Aerodactyl, 9 Mewtwo's, and 9 Exeggutor. All right, let's see what's going on. Mew's got some good energy sitting back there. Is ready to do a genome hacking, so we know what's going on there. I just got this little mouse up front. I have no Pikachu EX. What is going on? How am I supposed to play a Pikachu EX deck with no Pikachu? Not going to ask Sabrina to do anything yet. I'm going to go ahead and give Zapdos a third energy. I have nothing else going for me. I'm not going to use Giovanni. I'm not going to use Sabrina yet. So with that, I'll do another Thundershock. So Wada's got a pretty good setup going. He's got Mew in the back. That beautiful gold crown Mew with 2 energy. Only needs 1 more. Can have that energy anytime it steps forward. Got his other Mew kind of holding it down as a wall. He's got his evolutions going on the back. So, and I'm over here wondering if I actually have Pikachu EXs in my deck. Alright, well, I at least got a second Pokemon to put down. And with that, let's just see. I only need 2. Well, last time I needed 2 out of the 4. I went 0 for 4. Let's see how I do this time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this energy over here on Blitzel. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and Giovanni doesn't help me. I'm going to flip some coins. There's a tails, heads, tails. Well, again, it fails me. That's 3 EXs I could have taken out with Zapdos on an attack. And all 3 times I went up against the EXs within a chance. I only needed 2 out of 4 every time. I went 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 1 for 4. All right. So I did the best I could. Coin flips in this deck, not treating me well. Then again, though, I don't think it's really built around Zapdos EX coin flipping its way to victory. Now, Wada gets to do the same thing I just did. Let's see Wada with that really cool coin. Let's see how it works for Wada. Wada gets 1. Wada, welcome to the club. It's best to use my mojo on coin flips is I think kind of spreading around. Hector didn't have very good luck on that either. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put Zeb Strike onto the bench. I'm going to ask Professor Oak, can you help me out a little? Probably not the best thing to do, but I wanted to get Pikachu. I could have used Giovanni and went for the extra strike, but I'm not convinced I can do that. I'm going to go ahead and use an X speed. I'm going to bring Zapdos back. I'm trying to buy myself some time is really what I'm doing. I'm trying to somehow take the shambling hand I've been dealt and try to do something to get back to where I need to be. So with that, I'm going to ask the little mouse to step forward again against that big almighty Mew. And try to hold it down. I'm trying to do what I can. I'm not in a good spot. I've had multiple opportunities to turn Zapdos EX into a rock star, but it hasn't happened. My opponent, Wada's got a beautiful set of card backs, sleep backs, got the beautiful play mat, the coin flip, coin. All right, got final evolution going on in the back over there. All right. Wow, what do you know? I'm almost all the way through my deck and Pikachu EX finally shows up again. 2 times in a row. But hey, it's with my viewers. It's with, if I'm going to kind of get embarrassed with the poor hands that I'm being dealt, it's best enjoying it with my viewers. So, all right. So let's get this party started again. So I'm going to ask the mouse to come back again. The mouse has actually been doing pretty good at stepping forward, stepping back. All right, I'm not going to do anything with Sabrina at this point. I am going to ask Professor's research to help out. I'm not going to do Giovanni because I'm within striking distance. Not that it's probably going to matter with the way I coin flip. I'm going to go ahead and give Pikachu point of energy. Something that should have been happening in my first few turns. Here I am towards almost the end of my deck. I'm finally doing that. And with that, I'm going to do some dreaded coin flips. There's one. All right, well, that's my 4th attempt on an EX. I'm 1 for 4. Had 4 opportunities to take out an EX. I finally got one. So, although that gives me a 2-0 lead, we know that really doesn't mean a whole lot. All right, so Wada's thinking through things. Flores to the front. Got enough for its attack. 120 health. Mew's in the back receiving some more energy. Wada kind of thinking through options. a good 80-point strike. There's a heal to 70, 270s in the back. So I was talking about how I was holding on to my Sabrina for a little bit. So, of course, we're going to go ahead and retreat Zapdos back. We're going to ask Pikachu. First, we're going to ask where the heck Pikachu has been. I'm going to give Pikachu my second energy. And then I'm going to ask Sabrina to step in and help me win this match that's just been a struggle. All right. And with that, I'll attack. And there was a really good match. Good match, Wada. That could have gone either way. We both had coin flip opportunities and knocked each other out, and it just didn't happen for us initially. When I see Zapdos EX as the best card for my game, that has me worried. All right. Then Wada, appreciated. Thanks. So with that, Hector, are you ready to roll again? I think Hector said he wanted another match. So it's viewer match. Yeah, your slab. Yep. A slab was killing me the other night, Wada. It was sending Professor Oak to the bottom of the pile. It's like, how many Professor Research cards am I going to send to the bottom? All right, so I'm going to assume I've got Hector ready to go. If anyone else wants to join in a battle, maybe just leave me a little message that says you're interested. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and queue up. Searching for opponent. So tonight I am demonstrating what was the most common deck out of the top 3% of 1,940 competitors in Ursa's Pocket Day tournament on Saturday. Pikachu EX was in that 3%, which was 58 decks, represented 22.5%. What was the interesting thing is there were 4 other decks, each with 9 decks representing them out of that top 58. Mewtwo had 9. Gyarados had 9. Aerodactyl, new visitor to the top, had 9. And even Executor, new visitor, had 9. Executor was paired with Celebi and Superior. Aerodactyl primarily was paired with Primate. Gyarados with Druddigon, and Mewtwo, obviously, with Gardevoir. All right. No opponent there yet. Yeah, those coin flips, I'm not a fan of coin flip decks either, at least with my luck. All right. So let's see again if maybe Hector's out there or if I have someone else. I'll go ahead and run Budget Game, BUDGET, GAME, all lowercase. Okay. All right. Yep. Dragon 290. Hector's back. Thanks for joining again, Hector. Let's have Hector played a great deck last match and pretty handily won that match. I was pretty impressed with that build out. Well, what do you know? I finally have a Pikachu EX. Wow. Almost forgot how to play with a Pikachu EX and a Pikachu EX meta deck at the rate it's been going. And I've got my little Mighty Mouse. Really liking that card. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and start the battle. That one kind of reminds me of Vulpix, who can kind of do this same thing, can do a tail whip and kind of lock down, maybe buy you, even if it's a turn or two. That can be huge. All right. All right, so we might have some... got some nice dark deck coming our way. So I'm going to start with a Pokeball. Just going to try to build up my bench. I'll take that Blitzel. Blitzel to the bench. All I'm missing right now is a Zapdos. And with that, I'll end the turn. My opponent's going to get first energy. So Hector's going to get first shot at assigning some energy, first shot at doing some attacks. Hector's off to the race with his Nidoran. All right, I've got Professor Oak. I have Sabrina. All right, so I'll start with the evolution first. Let me make sure I get this point of energy up the Pikachu in case I talk too long and lose my turn. I can't attack anyway. I'm going to go ahead and put Professor's Research out on the table. I know that no matter what I pull, I'm not going to put the energy somewhere else. I do have a potion. I think I will use that potion on my Pikachu. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end my turn. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. I'm highlighting the most common, strongest meta deck that was in Ursa Day's tournament. It was actually pretty even. Overall, it was actually pretty even. Her tournament was won by a Mewtwo EX Gardevoir, but second and third place were Pikachu EX decks, paired with Zebstrika. There were some within that top 58 decks that were also Raichu based. Raichu, especially the new Raichu cards, pretty impressive. All right, so I know I'm going to put this energy here. Got Nidorino up front. I'm going to ask Professor's Research and ask Professor Oak to help out a little bit. Got a Zapdos, got a Sabrina. So I'll go ahead and put this Zapdos on the bench. I needed that. Unfortunately, Hector wasn't hoping I would get that, and I would be one strike short. So sorry about that, Hector. All right. So, playing the Pikachu EX deck the way it's supposed to be played by actually having the card on the table. All right. Hector, you need some help. Hopefully you get a couple of good cards dealt to you. Got to get that bench going. All right, Taurus. We know the oh, that's the alternate Taurus. Okay. Gonna go ahead and retreat back. Put Taurus to the front. Now, if I get a Giovanni, which I don't have, no Giovanni for me. I'm gonna go ahead and start powering up Zapdos a little bit. Of course, though, what I'm gonna do is use Sabrina. So I can bring that Nidorino back. Taurus there to absorb that attack, but Sabrina's going to help out. Don't need to use XP. I will use my potion, though. Go ahead and heal up a little bit. And with that, I'll throw another attack. So unfortunately, so far, Hector hasn't had a very good hand dealt to him. Hand looks pretty strong. It has a lot of potential, but when you got a bad deal, you just really can't overcome that. Or if you do, it definitely takes a while. All right, Professor Oak, let's help out Hector. Bring him some extra help. And a Pokeball. Okay, so I got the Kangaskhan. Nidoran, okay. All right, so I didn't get Giovanni, so that's good news. But you've got the... I think what I'm going to do is... got a point over here. This is a 1 energy coin flip, 30 or 60. Of course, both at 100. So I think what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and assign the second point of energy here. I'm not going to use Sabrina right yet, and with that, I'll just go ahead and throw another attack. Now, if I was thinking, I already have my planned out what I kind of wanted to do. Unfortunately, I misplaced that energy. I should have put that energy on Zebstrika. So there's an error on my part, because now I'm kind of would have lengthened things out. Let's just say that Hector would have brought Taurus back and put Kangaskhan to the front, but Taurus has 2 energy without the XP. But let's see if, say it could have gone back. I could have chased after it this turn for another shot, but he didn't have the energy or the XP to do it, and so I'm fortunate enough that it didn't play that way. But that was a mistake on my part, that I didn't have Zebstrika ready to go to chase, because that's why Zebstrika is in this deck, is to kind of chase back those retreating Pokemon that are wounded pretty bad. All right, good match, Hector. You just had that hand wasn't very, very nice to you. So, all right. I'll give it a moment. I've got a number of listeners on, viewers. So we'll give it another go. I'm budget game, all lowercase. I'm just trying out the most common of the meta decks from this past weekend. As you can see up on the overlay, it was the #1 most common out of the top 3% of Ursa Day's tournament. If I pop up this overlay, you can see here's the deck that I'm playing right now. It's got 2 Pikachu EX, 2 Zapdos EX, 2 Blitzel, 2 Zebstrika, 1 Dedenne, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Sabrina, 1 Giovanni, 2 Potion, 2 X-Speed, and 2 Pokeball. Pretty straightforward. All right, so if anyone, so far I've been able to get some good matches in with Hector and Wada. Let's just see if anyone else is out there. If not, then I'll see if one of them want to join in again. Got another connection. All right, Wada, perfect. All right, let's make this happen. All right, now Wada, you had like a complete beautiful demonstration of your two gold crown card Muse. Let's see what you get to show this time. I actually enjoy just playing, win or lose, just to see what you got going. Wada's into the collecting aspect of the game more so than the player versus player. All right, so I've got a Blitzel, I got a Zapdos, and I've got a little crazy mouse. And with that, I'll start the battle. Clefairy, all right. We got Clefairy up front, holding it down. Pikachu EX with the full ensemble of bench characters, bench Pokemon back there. There's Professor Research with a little flare. That's one thing I need to work on. I haven't spent enough time flaring out my cards. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just lazy. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just that I'm always too busy with other things. And the irony is, the only thing I'm really busy with is YouTube and my channel. All right, so I've got 2 Clefairies. I'm going to give Pikachu that first energy. And with that, I will end my turn. Okay, so what has Wada got up his sleeve? Another flared Professor's Research. Come on, Professor. Help out Wada. Got a lot of cards. There's a Clefable, so he's on his way. And there's a Mew EX. Beautiful card again. And there's a good attack. 40-point strike. Off to a good start. So no Giovanni for me this turn. So with that, I think what I'll do, obviously I'm going to give this second energy here. And with that, I will go ahead and throw an attack. So now, even though I don't have Zebstrika, I'm going to start powering up Blitzel because I might want to start chasing after, oh my goodness, 2 beautiful cards again. So I'm going to probably want to start powering up that Blitzel. We know that Zebstrika can attack to the bench, so I might want to chase after that Clefable. So that's really, I need to focus on that before I focus on Zapdos. Last match I did it the wrong direction. I started focusing on Zapdos first. Zapdos is probably, it's either your wall in the beginning or kind of mid to late game when you potentially need to, strike for more than just 90 points. In the meantime, Clefable's holding it down. So I'm down to 60. I'm going to play this Professor's Research. There's another Blitzel. Not getting what I'm looking for. Go ahead and play this Pokeball. It's probably going to give me another Pikachu. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this point of energy here on Blitzel. I'm not looking at... So with that, I'll go ahead and attack Clefable. So that's a 1-0 early lead, but that don't really mean much, especially against Wada. Wada always seems to. I had one of the other nights, I was way out in front, and Wada played an amazing match and came back and won it. So never count him out. And it's only 1-0, so you can't really count anybody out at all anyway. All right, so that beautiful Mew EX showing off and shadowing my basic 4-diamond Pikachu. Wada thinking through what all options he has. He's almost a genome hacking. There's a 20-point shot right there. So that Pikachu EX has kind of done what it needs to do. Going to go ahead and get the evolution started there. I'm going to... Not going to play that Sabrina yet. If I play my Zapdos... So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I don't have yet. I'm going to go ahead and retreat. I'm going to call land Mighty Mouse. Call him the Mighty Mouse in. I'm going to give Mighty Mouse a point of energy. And what I'm going to try to do here is see if I can buy myself a little bit of time. We know genome hacking's coming my way. That said, it's only going to genome hack me for 10 points of damage, but it could knock me to be paralyzed. So now that I've got the little Mighty Mouse on the table, there's another Clefable in the back. I'm going to try to get this Pikachu EX ready to go. Wada thinking through his potential options. And thanks everyone again for joining tonight. Just demonstrating the Pikachu EX meta deck back at the top of the meta based on this past weekend. And doing some viewer battles at the same time. All right, so let's do this. So I really wish I could get that other Pikachu going. So I've got Pikachu EX ready to go in case I need to strike. I've got Zebstrika ready to go in case I need to strike. So I'm going to move this point of energy over to Zapdos. I'm going to go ahead and throw this heal on this Pikachu. And with that, I'm going to hold off on my Sabrina, and I'm going to try to hold this Mew down again. I'm going to gamble. Coin flips don't go my way, so I'm sure it's a poor gamble. But I get it. What do you know? So, Dedenne, if that's how it's pronounced, is holding it down for 2 turns on this Mew. There's good old Jinx. Jinx with the point of energy. Wada thinking through his options. Gonna go ahead and kind of, okay. All right, so I got an X speed. That's Sabrina. What I've been hoping for is to see a Giovanni where I could get the Mew down to 100, use Giovanni, and bring my Pikachu back in even though it's wounded. But my deck hasn't given me that. So that's why I'm not Sabrina, and I'm holding on to Sabrina. In the meantime, I guess I will go ahead. I'm going to just give Pikachu this. No, there's no matter. I can retreat back. And I got an X speed. So yeah, I'll put it over on Zapdos. And with that, I'm going to ask Mighty Mouse to do this one more time. Come on, Mighty Mouse. And Mighty Mouse does it. Oh my goodness, Mighty Mouse holding it down. So, there's only one of these in the deck, and it's in this deck for a reason. Zeb's Strike Up has a little bit more health and can hit the back of the bench for retreating Pokemon or Pokemon that are pre-final evolution. They're trying to get up and going. And this little Mighty Mouse is, I have bought myself 3 turns. I can't really ask. Yeah, what? I know. Mighty Mouse. It's the only thing I'm good at, flipping coins. Give me a Misty, give me a Thundering Hurricane from Zapdos, and I flip tails constantly. Give me Mighty Mouse, and I've been doing pretty well. I think I did pretty well with Mighty Mouse the other night, too. I just wish I had some luck somewhere else than this one card. All right. All right, so no Giovanni, though. Imagine that, no Giovanni. Giovanni's kind of really, I only got 1, though. So I've been hoping I would get Giovanni. So I'm gonna have to ask Mighty Mouse to try this again. All right, so I'm gonna put another point over there. I'm gonna go ahead and use a Pokeball because I just want to remove one more card from. Oh, I don't even have any more. I've got them all. All right, so I'm not gonna do X speed. I'm still holding off on Sabrina. So this one, if Mighty Mouse holds it off, come on, Mighty Mouse. Also, the luck you have in your decks. Yeah, I know. He's probably. How much further is his luck going to go, though? Oh, it goes again. Oh my goodness. Little Mighty Mouse holding it down. At least now that other Mew is up, powered up, ready to go. Okay. Wada thinking through his options. Another point, energy point over to Clefable. There's a Budding Expeditioner, so there's a good move there. All right. Let's see. I'd still like to see a Giovanni. But I would be sacrificing 2 for 2, but gotta kind of think through what I'm got going on here next. There's a nice 40-point shot. The mouse takes some damage. All right. So this is where I'm going to have to think a little bit. I know the mouse is coming back, but I'm going to save the X speed. Well, everything's 1 retreat. So I'll keep the mouse. Now, I can always, well, no, let's just kind of up in the air here. All right. So at this point, I'm going to ask the mouse to come back. And I think what I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to challenge Wada to a coin flip contest here. I'm going to put Zapdos to the front. Because he's got that Mew back there just waiting to do some genome hacking. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and place this energy on. Well, there's only one that can use it. Well, I'll put it on Zapdos for the retreat purpose. And I'm just going to go ahead and coin flip on this Clefable. So we know that Mighty Mouse just used all my coin flips. So this is probably going to be all tails. Oh, wow. 2 hits. Got lucky again. I almost missed my coin flip time, too. I was down like the 2 seconds or so. Okay. Wada's got Jinx and a Mew back there. Mighty Mouse is wounded in the back. But definitely feed that mouse some cheese. Any wine, crackers, anything at once. There's Mew back to the bench. Budding Expeditioner. Pulled Mew back from the brink of KO. genome hacking coming towards the Zapdos. This is where I was saying I'll challenge Wada to a coin flip contest. Heads, heads, tails. Oh, got it. There you go. That ties it up right there. Good job, Wada. Very nice. Could not ask for a better coin flip on that. And that puts me in trouble. I'm going to put the little mouse to the front. Okay, so I'm going to go and play this Pikachu now. I gambled on the coin flip. If you wouldn't have got it, then you know I was coming after it. So good job, Wada, on that. At this point, I'm going to hold down not going to use X speed. I'm going to go ahead and put this energy on this new Pikachu. And it doesn't make sense to X speed anything. So I'm going to call on Mighty Mouse one more time. Mighty Mouse is enjoying the cheese and wine. Oh my gosh. Mighty Mouse holds it down again. This is beyond crazy. Mighty Mouse. Oh, goodness. Mighty Mouse better get the call out either on the win side or the loss side just because of what it's done this match. This is crazy. Yeah. I need to get the gold crown version of this card. All right. Wada doing everything he can, and this darn little pesky mouse has just been holding it down. Oh, man. Good move. Good move. Oh, that was a good match. Lots of fun. Good job, Wada. All right, those budding next position, yeah, the budding saved you. Yeah, good match. If you didn't have that, then it would have gone the other way. So, but that's the beauty of a good deck build. You've got a really good built deck there. So, all right. Now, of course, you know, maybe the all those top tournament people, they probably play this deck a lot better than me. But you know, I'm just doing the best I can. I have nothing else. I'm having fun with that little mouse. All right, so I know I've got some other viewers on. If anyone else wants to jump in, I'll give it a moment. And then if not, we'll continue on either with another match with Hector or another match with Wada, but perhaps we got somebody else on. Wow, that was a great demonstration in how strong that little card can be. And I only had one of those, and that card was really holding it down. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to fire up another budget game, lowercase. So let's see who's on. Just searching for opponent, so it doesn't look like I have anybody. So Hector, I see that you're still on. If you want to play another match, feel free to go ahead and queue back up. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. All right, Hector, let's do it. Got the Meowth packs. All right. Zapdos to the front. I'm sitting on 2 potions, a Sabrina, and a Pokeball. And I'm going to start my battle. Okay. Got a little lightning on lightning going on here. And I'm going to start with the Pokeball. Of course, I'm looking for my Pikachu EX. But I got Mighty Mouse. I only have one in the deck, and it's already on the table. And I will use Professor's Research. Again, I'm looking for Pikachu. Didn't get it, but I got to at least... So what I'll do here is I'll put Blitzel down, and then I'm going to hold that third spot for my other Pikachu. I want to be able to have the mouse for what I did last match. I want to have Blitzel, Zebstrika to reach to the back for a retreating Pokemon. I've got the wall, so I'm just missing Pikachu EX. Alright, so I think what I'll do is go ahead and assign this energy here. Gonna need that. I got an X speed, but I'll throw this 20-point attack and we'll get things started. Okay. Here comes a tail whip back. And of course, you know, the craziness of Zapdos being weak to lightning. Nice 40-point strike. Alright, so I am going to start with the potion. I'll go ahead and give this energy to Zapdos since it's up here working. And with that, I will go ahead and attack. All right. So Hector's got a little critter up front. The Professor's Research with the extra energy. It looks like it's going to, based on the extra energy assignment, most likely take an evolution. Yep. Oh, Pikachu EX is coming out. There it is. Up to 50 for health. Got a quick attack. This brings it up to 90. And got it. Good coin flip. Good coin flip. Brings me down to 10. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this evolution going. I still don't have my Pikachu EX anywhere. So at this point, I'm gonna go on the gamble. I'm gonna give Zapdos. I only need one coin flip, just one. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this potion. Only gets me to 30. Blitzel is out of range, but that one can take me out. So this is going to be a 1-for-2 exchange. The question is do I want to do that or not? Probably doesn't make sense to do that. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and use an X speed, because I'm basically kind of saving that energy. I'm going to retreat. And so there's where I probably made a mistake. And I'll put Zebstrika to the front. And with that, I'll use my Sabrina. And Dynamos to the front. Alright, I'll go ahead and end my turn. So there's a miss energy assignment on my part. Pikachu EX in the back with 1 energy point. Leaf is going to throw out a retreat. Helios back to the front. Here comes a coin flip. Oh, looked like it was going to land heads. There's a 50-point shot. Or excuse me, 40-point shot. Alright, so at this point, I still have no Pikachu EX. I'm back in the same boat again. So I'm going to go ahead and give my mouse the point of energy. 30 points of damage, and I'm not going to, with the Giovanni on the other side, I'm out. So I'm going to go ahead and X speed back. And Hector, I'm bringing out Mighty Mouse. I don't know what else to do right now. I'm kind of hurting without a Pikachu EX and showing up. I'm back to this again. All right, so I'm going to ask Mighty Mouse. I can't really expect anything more after that last match with Wada. Oh my gosh. This little Mighty Mouse is just crazy. I need like the gold foil version of this one. All right. All right, so it bought me at least one turn. I can get Pikachu here. And I'm going to go ahead and give Pikachu energy. And I'm going to ask the mouse to help out again. I know I'm overextending my welcome and asking for help. Oh, it finally failed. What is that, like 6 coin flips in a row? All right, well, it bought me at least a turn. Professor Oak going to help Hector out, draw 2 cards. All right, there's another Zebstrika. And of course, Zapdos is right in that reach. There's a good strike there. Good play, Hector. Okay, got another Pikachu EX. Now they're starting to show up. I'll go ahead and play that to the front. With that, I'll go ahead and ask the little mouse to retreat. I'll put my Pikachu to the front. I'm going to go ahead and apply this second energy. And I will strike. Got my mouse back on the bench. And might see it again. That ties it up at 1-1. Hector's going to get a shot, though, on my Pikachu EX. There's a Zapdos EX. There's a coin flip. I got it. Nice coin flip. Okay, there's another Zapdos for me. So I'm going to go ahead and retreat back. I'm going to put in my Zebstrika. I'm going to go ahead and give it an energy point. And unfortunately, if I attack here, that Pikachu in the back has kind of got me locked down no matter what I do. Yeah, so if I take that out, Pikachu in the back, so I probably misplayed that one, so do what I can. Yeah, I goofed that one up. All right, well, it is what it is. I tie it up, but Pikachu coming in late, Hector with good play, and he'll win this one. Good job, Hector. Very nice. And with that, the match is over. Good job, Hector. All right. Good play. Okay. And a thanks there. All right. Another good match. And that thanks. Let's see here. So, one more game. All right, Wada, one more game. Fire deck. Okay. I'm committed to playing this lightning deck. Not I'm not connected to it, but I have fun playing anything, really. So Pikachu EX, this was the most common at top of the meta in Ursa Day's Pocket Tournament last Saturday. 1,940 competitors. Out of the top 3%, this was the most common deck that was placing well. All right, I won the coin flip. This deck, I'm playing 2 Pikachu EX, 2 Zapdos EX, 2 Blitzel, 2 Zebstrika, 1 Dedenne, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Sabrina, 1 Giovanni, 2 Potion, 2 X-Speed, and 2 Pokeball. All right, so I'm going to put Zapdos down. I'm going to go ahead and put a second Pikachu down. And I'm going to put Blitzel down. I'm going to give my mouse a break. And with that, I'll start the battle. So I've got the other overlay. So out of the top 3% of decks, so out of 1,940 competitors, that's 58 decks. Mewtwo, Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and Exeggutor each had 9 decks in that top 3%. Pikachu had 13 of the 58. So that represented 22.5%, and the 9 for each of the other decks represented 15.5%. All right, so Pikachu with that first point of energy. Wow, that's another great-looking Mew card. We've got the 2-star, too. Very nice. Nice, Wada. That looks good. And then for Mewtwo, it was paired with Gardevoir. Gyarados was paired with Druddigon, and Aerodactyl was paired with Primeape, and Exeggutor was paired with Celebi. Uh-oh. Well, you thought that the other night, too, and then you came back from... I had the lead, and you came back and beat me, so... Moltres to the active spot. We got fire and fire energies. Wada said he was going to play a fire deck, so here he goes. He's going to start to heat up the bench. Looks like we're going to have Arcanine EX. Just waiting for the coin flips now. There's one heads. One heads out of the 3. Growlithe gets a point of energy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this evolution going. I'm going to ask Professor Research to help out. Got a Giovanni, another Professor's Research. Go ahead and give Pikachu the second energy. And we'll at least get this party started with an initial attack. Alright. Pokeball with some really cool flair. Another Moltres EX, another great looking card. Wow. Got 2 stars on the bench there, double 2 stars. Leaf's going to come out and help with the retreat. The other Moltres to the front. That Moltres is probably going to try to heat up the bench. Throwing a heal to the Moltres in the back. Alright, so last time Wada had heads and then 2 tails. Last time 2 heads and then a tail. Alright. A little more energy. Okay, Growlithe is ready to go. Just looking for that Arcanine. Alright, so I'm looking at 90-point strike. I'm going to give this second point, my energy over to Zebstrika because it's chase. At this point, that Arcanine, that's the threat. Go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and use an X speed. I'm going to retreat back. I'm going to put Zebstrika to the front. And with that, I'm going to go and use my professor's research. I'm going to throw a 30-point attack. I'm going to attack the wounded Moltres in the back, plus the extra damage. Oops. Hold on. I goofed up there. Well, I thought I was going to do... That's odd. I thought I was going to do 50 points of damage. Yeah, you need Arcanine. So what happened there? You've got a 20 weakness to lightning. I threw my attack at 30. Wada or Hector, you guys have an answer for that one? Wow, 3 heads. Good coin flip. So I'm not quite understanding that. I'm not understanding if I did 30 plus the weakness. It's a lightning attack. I did not get the other... Yeah, I'm not quite understanding what happened there, but in the meantime, you give this Pikachu 1 energy. Poor Wada, your Arcanine. That bad boy needs to show up. I'm going to do this again. I did not understand why that one didn't go. Oh, it doesn't work on skills? But it's not a skill, it's an attack. Oh, but you're not talking okay. I guess. Huh, interesting. All right, well, I didn't know that. All right, so you got Moltres EX to the active spot. Has plenty of energy. There's a nice 70-point blast. Poor Wada. That Growlithe, I don't think can carry much more fire energy. It's going to explode. So let's start off with a... Let's start off with the retreat. Bring the Pikachu to the active spot. Next, I'm going to go ahead and bring this energy here. I'm going to throw a potion down on this one. Got a Pokeball, so I'll go ahead and play the Pokeball. Let's see here. Do retreat. I'm going to go ahead and play Sabrina. Mew to the front. Just pretty expecting that. And with that, I'll go ahead and strike. Yeah. That's kind of how some of my matches are, where Pikachu just doesn't show up for me. All right, come on, Arcanine. All right, Professor's Research has got to do it for you, Wada. It's got to do it for you. You can't have 2 at the very bottom. Charmander. Oh my goodness, this long pause makes me wonder, Arcanine's still not there. Moltres back to the front. And nice 70-point strike. I'll go ahead and use an X speed. With that, I will go ahead and retreat back. Bring this 1 energy over to Strika. I'm going to go ahead and throw a potion on this Pikachu. And with that, I'll attack. What a great job of distributing your damage all around. Doing a great job on that. Charmeleon, come on, Wada, you gotta have Arcanine. Oh my gosh. There's a pause here again. Charmeleon with the point of energy. Oh no, no Arcanine. Oh man. That's a straight bummer. Sorry about that, Wada. Oh goodness. I hate when that happens. You were doing good too, swapping damage around. Good game. Doing everything you could to hang in there. Just wasn't meant to be. Darn it. I hate when that happens. All right. Good match there with Wada. Send a thanks. Let's go ahead and again, I'm demonstrating this meta deck. Let's just take a pause here for a moment and just kind of go through all the details again. I know those of you on for a while have already kind of heard it, but it looks like I may have a few new viewers on at the moment. So basically, I looked at Limitless TCG. It's a great website. There's all kinds of card game hosting going on there. There's a whole bunch of details. You can get a PDF and learn how to host. You also can get some PDFs to learn how to play. And so what I like to do is I like to connect up there, take a look on Saturday, Ursa Day. She's had the largest tournament since I've been looking, which is like 7 weeks now, and probably longer than that. This past weekend, Saturday, she had 1,940 competitors. So out of those 1,940 competitors, obviously they each have a deck. I like to look at the top 3%. So if you're in the top 3%, you've got to be performing pretty well in competition. And top 3% of 1940 was 58 decks. So I looked at 58 decks, the top 58, first through 58. And what I found was Pikachu EX with either Zebstrika or Raichu was 13 of those 58. I found that Mewtwo EX with Gardevoir had 9 decks. I found Gyarados EX with Druddigon had 9 decks. Aerodactyl EX along with Primeape had 9. So that was new. And then Executor EX paired with Celebi EX and Servitor had also 9. So it's starting to flatten out a little bit. So Pikachu was only 4 ahead, but you've got 5 decks between 15.5 and 22.5% of the top 3%. So it's nice to see things kind of thinning out and having more variety, all relatively about the same competitive level. So that was great. So based on that, and the Pikachu EX deck, the one with Zebstrika was much more prevalent than the one with Raichu, although the new Raichu cards looks pretty impressive. And this was the build out of that, the most common Pikachu EX that was kind of I'll call it the top of the meta for at least last Saturday. 2 Pikachu EX, 2 Zapdos, 2 Blitzel, 2 Zebstrika, 1 Dedenne, which we saw a couple matches ago. That little Dedenne just held it down with its paralysis attack. 2 Professor's Research, 2 Sabrina, 1 Giovanni, 2 Potion, 2 X Speed, and 2 Pokeball. All right, so that kind of gets us all kind of caught up. I'm just doing viewer battles. Wada's been playing battles with Wada and battles with Hector. I'm not sure if Hector's still on. I'm going to go ahead and just queue up budget game, all lowercase. I'll see if anyone else is on or if Hector's back or still there. Let's see if I have anyone stepping up for a battle. If I don't, I'll probably just kind of continue on with the stream for a little bit longer. Already about an hour, 40 minutes into it, probably. All right. Okay, Hector, let's do it. I'll stream till probably at least another 20 minutes or until I'll go past that time if I still have viewer battles going on. If not, I'll wrap it up in about 20 minutes. Hector and I have had some great matches. And again, you know, viewer battles for me is just an opportunity to kind of connect, visit. I'm not the competitive type. If you watch me play, you'll see plenty of mistakes on my part. I'm really just here to have fun, to connect with everyone, share what I've been learning. Let's see, I'm going to put Zapdos to the front. I'll put Blitzel on the bench. I'll hold my other Zapdos. And with that, I'll start the battle. So I just like to share what I'm learning, the information I've collected. I like to explore different decks. In the past week, I've tried, a Chatot deck with basically a fast pull deck, pulling cards like crazy from my deck. Let's see, I'll start with Pokeball. I had one night I focused on a deck that was centered around Marshadow. Another night was doing a Golem deck. There's my Pikachu I'm looking for. I'm going to hold a spot at least for one turn. I know I'm not going to power up Zapdos right away. Sure, Wada. I'm in no hurry, so I'm just going to go until you guys are done, or any other viewers are done, and then I'll wrap up. But if we've got battles, I'll keep going. All right, so nothing else I can do here. I'll end my turn. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, so Hector bringing some heat. We got Moltres EX. We got Ponyta. We got the A1 version of Ponyta. And we got a Rattata in the back. All right. There's a good little 20-point strike. Starts off the match with a good old flare. All right. Time for me to see what I can do. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put this energy on Pikachu EX. I'll let my wall stay up there, that crazy lightning bird. I'm not going to heal it quite yet. I've got a Zapdos. I will go ahead and use my evolution. And with that, I will end my turn. All right. So Hector's been tough with all these matches, as well as Wada. Eradicate, we got a Rapidash. And Moltres with some energy in the back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and now I have no choice but to put this other one down on the bench. I need that. I'm going to use an X speed. I'm going to go ahead and retreat back this bird that's wounded. Put Pikachu to the front. And with that, I'll go ahead and find a second energy. And attack. Rapidash, 100 health, so that'll be a significant hit to Rapidash, but it doesn't take it out. Now there's two Rapidashes. The A1 version has this 1 energy, 40-point attack, and the A1A version has a 2 energy, 40 or coin flip to 100-point attack. All right, so down to 80 already. Let's see. So I think what I'm going to do is, at this point, first I'll start with a heal. Next, I'm going to go ahead and retreat. I'm going to put Zebstrika in. I'm going to go ahead and find it an energy. And with that, I'll attack. All right. Gives me the early 1-0 lead, but as I've been saying all night, that doesn't really mean much. Eradicate to the front. The stage 1 energy, colorless energy, bite for 40. And a bite's coming my way. All right. So at this point, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and retreat Zebstrika back. I'll put Pikachu back to the front. Go ahead and assign it a second energy. And with that, I'll attack. All right, so we got a Moltres on the bench. And Moltres is coming forward. Moltres is powered up. It's got enough for a Heat Blast as a 70-point damage attack. Charmander to the bench. Nice 70-point strike. Pikachu's on the ropes. Okay. So, the only thing that makes sense for me is to use a Sabrina. And I'll just toss this energy somewhere. And we'll finish the match. All right. Good match, Hector. I don't think you got the hand you were looking for. All right. Okay, so send a thanks. All right, Wada, you wanted to try. I can have, and then Hector, if you want to try again, I'll keep going until you guys are both done with matches. All right, so, and again, I'm just playing this Pikachu EX deck, not trying anything else different tonight. Just kind of want to highlight it, showcase it for my viewers. Again, let me put up the other overlay. So there's kind of what how the meta looked this past weekend, at least in the largest tournament. There's a bunch of smaller tournaments, and they all look kind of different. But I like to focus on the largest tournament because I think that's your best reflection of what's really going on because there's the most competition. All right, Pikachu EX to the front. Blitzel to the bench. And with that, we'll start the battle. Okay, the Gold Crown Parade continues. Wada, the avid collector. Here I am in my proudly 4 diamond cards. Look at that Gold Crown. We got a mirror match going here. Looks like this deck's going to have Raichu in it. The question will be is which Raichu is Wada dialing up? A good start for Wada with his bench. Not as good start for me. Of course, Pikachu is going to get the first active energy there. I'm not going to use Sabrina or anything just yet. With that, I will end my turn. All right, so I need some bench help. Wada's going to need at least one more spot on the bench because we know Pikachu EX, the whole idea behind that is it functions best when it has 3 on the bench. There's a Raichu. And which Raichu do we have? I'm trying to tap on it. There we go. Giga Shock for 63. It also does 20 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. That's quite the Raichu, for sure. Pikachu to the front. Basically, Wada moving his EX to the back to prevent against the first strike. Uh-oh, my bench is looking a little sparse tonight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a potion on. I'm going to place this 2 energy. I'm going to go ahead and do this evolution. And with that, a whopping 30 points of damage is all I'm going to be able to do. So I'll go for what I can at the moment. So I'm really hurting on the bench. I really need some help. A lot of thinking through his options. I'm going to go ahead and put an energy onto the Pikachu EX. Raichu back there with a very devastating 3 energy attack. Pikachu up front with 1 energy. Going to go ahead and X speed it back. It's going to save the energy for it. Going to bring the Raichu up front. A little bit of a wall move there, so 120 health is healthy for sure. And I'm on the struggle bus, no other bench. No bench help for me. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Sabrina to help out. So I can either take a little bit of damage on that EX, or I can take out the Raichu. So probably the EX is going to come forward and take some damage. But could go either way. Beautiful card, nonetheless. I'm going to go ahead and give Zebstrika this energy. Going to go ahead and use an X speed. Uh-oh, I didn't see how much time I had. I'm going to retreat. Put this to the front. And I'm going to attack. Got worried there, I was out of time. All right. There's a Pokeball, so that'll definitely help Wada out, strengthening that bench. We're both in a kind of a weak bench situation. I went with the Zebstrika forward because I knew I could get the Pokemon on the back, and unless Wada got 2, I was within at least 1 more attack. All right, I need some help. I'm in a world of hurt. Let's see if Professor Oak can help me out. This is wins it or loses it right here. Oh my gosh. Well, there it is. Loses it. Oh man, killing me. Okay, so energy is going to go to Pikachu. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I had a professor's research. Could have pulled 2 Pokemon. So I'm thinking I've got 1 more professor's research. What's the odds if I get professor's research and then pull 2 basic Pokemon? Probably pretty low. And obviously Wada thinks the odds are pretty low as well. That ties it up at 1. All right, so let's see. We know, again, we know I got a Pokeball, so I didn't get what I needed. That's a bummer. But I'll use the Pokeball. I get another Pikachu EX. Gonna go to the bench. Gonna go ahead and assign this energy over. And with that, I'm on the struggle bus, that's for sure. Giovanni. So with that, I think I will just go ahead and attack. All right, good match we got going here. I've been pretty anemic for bench Pokemon this entire match. Pikachu EX in the back with 2 energy, Pikachu EX in the front, wounded. Wada moves the other one to the front and strikes with the 90 points. I'm doing everything I can, but Pikachu without some bench help is not very strong. There's my crazy mouse. I'm gonna bring the mouse up. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and save my X speed because this is. Go ahead and retreat back. I'm gonna go ahead and put my other Pikachu to the front. I'm gonna go ahead and assign this energy. And with that, I will attack. Not quite getting all the value. I still need one more bench Pokemon. So Pikachu EX has just been throwing 30-point shots and now 60-point shots. I'm trying to distribute my damage the best I can. I at least got the Mighty Mouse on the bench to protect my wounded Pikachu EX in the back. Wada kind of thinking through options. Got a good match going here. All right, Raichu to the front. Surge is going to help out. Good move. And there's a 60-20-20. All right, so put Zapdos to the bench. Gonna throw this potion here. Gonna go ahead and ask Sabrina to help out. So I got that Raichu back there who's got the 60-point strike. So I'm going to go ahead and X speed my way back. Play Zapdos to the front. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and energy. And attack. I'm barely hanging on. I'm not really seeing a way out of this. Raichu's kind of holding it down right now, and that attack on the back of the bench is really where the pain coming from. I'm going to need a good pull. Otherwise, it's going to be over. And there's Sabrina. So with that, the mouse is going to go to the front. Okay. I have no choice but to put Zapdos up front. And I didn't get what I needed. I needed some way to protect. I needed a second potion, but I'd already used both potions, so it wasn't going to happen. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and this is pretty much over, but doesn't really matter. Good game, Wada. That was a good one. I needed just one more energy but I couldn't buy myself any more time. Great match. Good job, Wada. All right, good. Great looking Pikachu EX deck. The Surge was very helpful. He powered up that Raichu and made a difference. All right. So let's take a look. So I'm at the top of the hour. Do I have any more viewers who want to play any more matches? If not, I think what I'll do is I'll probably just stream for a little bit longer. I got a few others watching. So looks like I've had some more new people connect in. So let me just go ahead and run through again what I've got going, and then after that I'll just play a few matches. If Wada or Hector are still on, want to play again, that's cool, or if anyone else. And if not, I'll play a few regular matches. But basically what I'm doing, let me start with, so I've got the overlay up right now. So Ursa Day's Pocket Tournament is hosted on Limitless TCG. She had 1,940 competitors. I took the top 3% best performing players in their decks, which is 58, the top 58. And I just put together some simple numbers. I didn't want to do a lot of math, didn't want to put a lot of analytics behind it, or get into some analysis paralysis. I just wanted to keep it short and simple. And so of the top 3 decks, top 3% of decks, 9 were centered around Mewtwo, 9 were centered around Gyarados, 9 were centered around Aerodactyl, and 9 were centered around Executor. I have a hard time saying that one. 13 of them were centered around Pikachu EX. So Pikachu EX in that tournament was actually the most common of the top 3%. Now, Mewtwo EX paired with Gardevoir actually won the tournament. But that said, second and third place went to Pikachu EX and Zebstrika. Gyarados EX was paired with Druddigon. Aerodactyl EX was paired with Primeape, and Executor EX was paired with Celebi EX and Superior. So that was pretty interesting to see. Gyarados kind of made an impact last week. Showed up, was actually the most dominant, the most common deck in the top 3%. Aerodactyl stepping up and Executor stepping up this week to also step into the top of the meta. Not necessarily the top metas, but just to see it kind of flattened out, kind of leveling out. Now we've got, instead of just always Mewtwo and Pikachu, at least now we've got Mewtwo and Pikachu still, but we also have 3 other: Gyarados, Aerodactyl, Executor. So it's nice to see there's a little more variation. Yeah, I'm interested to learn more about that. When I see somebody else in one of the decks, those 13, they were using the new one. So I was kind of curious about the new Raichu. So with that said, that's what I'm just streaming tonight. Let me just show you on this other overlay here real quick. So here's the deck that was the most common of the Pikachu. So with Pikachu EX, most common, it was with Zebstrika. But Raichu was in there too. There just happened to be more Zebstrika than Raichus. I didn't see any Voltorbs or anything like that, like I've seen in the past. It was pretty much just mostly those two. But this deck, this is the deck that came in second place. 2 Pikachu EX, 2 Zapdos EX, 2 Blitzel, 2 Zebstrika, 1 Dedenne. And that little Mighty Mouse is pretty amazing. I know the users on now, those who are watching have just probably connected recently. But we had a match earlier where that Mighty Mouse, for 6 turns, held down like a Mew EX. It was just holding down everything that stepped to the active spot. So it's pretty amazing to see it in action. And then the rest of the deck is 2 Professors Research, 2 Sabrina, 1 Giovanni, 2 Potions, 2 X-Speed, and 2 Pokeball. So that's what I'm doing tonight, is just kind of streaming this deck. Am I a fan favorite of Lightning decks? No, not really. I am a fan favorite of Pikachu as a Pokemon, but I never have felt connected, some reason, to this Lightning deck. I feel more connected to the Psychic decks. I like playing Mewtwo, and then some of my favorite Pokemon. I love playing a Gengar deck. So I kind of find myself kind of gravitating that way. I will admit, though, that in the last week and a half, I had a total blast playing Golem deck and a total blast playing a Marshadow deck. And I actually enjoy the Mankey Kabutops Primeape with the extra damage. So in this game, it seems like I'm actually gravitating towards the fighting decks, which is kind of surprising, but that's where I've kind of been. So tonight I'm just streaming some more Pikachu EX. So if anyone wants to jump in a match, let me know. I'm using the code BudgetGame, all lowercase, BUDGET GAME. So let me go ahead and see if there's anyone there. If not, I'll stream on for a little bit and we'll wrap it up. Okay. Go into versus private match. Again, the passcode, all lowercase, is BUDGET GAME. All right. Let's see if there's anyone out there. I've had some great matches tonight with Hector and Wada. All right, Hector, let's do this. Hector's been throwing all kinds of different decks at me. If you have a deck you want to test out, non-competitive fun. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start with Zapdos to the front. Zapdos will be an early wall for me. And Blitzel. And with that, I'll start my turn. Ralt. All right, so we know we got Gardevoir coming our way, but what's Gardevoir going to be paired with? Maybe it's going to be Mewtwo. Maybe it's going to be Gengar. And there we go. Ghastly on the table. right, so I'm going to start with a Pokeball. Again, my my strategy is very simple. Get Pikachu EX on the table to the active spot and get it powered up and get that bench filled. Now, the irony is that's been a total struggle for me. All right, so I'm going to hold off on placing that Zapdos. I'm going to go ahead and put down Professor's Research. Yeah, that would be really cool, Wada, if they let us have that feature. All right, so there's a Pikachu EX. And I got the old Mighty Mouse. So I'm going to put, this is the complement I actually have felt the most comfortable with. I got all the flexibility I need right now. I've got, my Pikachu EX ready to attack. Matter of fact, I'll give it its first energy. I've got Dedenne to hold it down with hopefully some paralysis. I've got Blitzo, who can evolve into Zebstrika and attack the bench. And I've got Zapdos, that can be kind of a wall for me. All right, so with that, I'll end my turn. Sure, Hector is ready to work on that Gengar. All right, we got a Mewtwo EX2, so we got a good little mix going on here. Look at there, Haunter's already on the table. Hector's off to a great start on his evolutions. Excuse me. Okay, Haunter to the front. Curly, man, Kirlia. So Hector, you're on speed dial here for getting everything set up the way you need it. Let me go ahead and X speed. I'm going to go ahead and retreat back. Pikachu to the front. And assign this second point of energy. And with that, I'll get this party started with the first attack. Okay, so Kirlia's this one step away from turning into Gardevoir. Sure enough, there's Gardevoir. Mewtwo with a strike for 50 points. Very nice. All right, I'm going to use Sabrina to bring Gardevoir forward. I'm just thinking through what I want to do next, because obviously Mewtwo's going to be ready to be powered up. I think I'll go ahead and throw a potion on Pikachu. Gonna retreat Pikachu back. I'm gonna put my mouse to the front. Gonna go ahead and sign into energy and go ahead and start with an attack. Oh, but Mighty Mouse isn't off to a good start. Hector's in a great position. He's got Gardevoir and Mewtwo. That's really all you need to start firing off 150-point shots. Nice strike there. That ties it up at 1-1, but Hector in the driver's seat. Giovanni. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the help I'm looking for. Blitzel with some energy, so I can at least put down some damage. But unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough. I just don't have anything for that 150 point strike. And in Ursa Day's tournament this past weekend, Mewtwo EX Gardevoir was the top deck. And at this point, great match by Hector. Very handily done. When you can get your evolution to Gardevoir as quick as you can with your turns, and you get a Mewtwo EX out on the table, that's pretty hard to stop. Great job, Hector. Great match. All right. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any more matches? Anyone else? I've got a few others on, but Wada or Hector, if you want to battle again, that's great. If not, I will probably go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Been a lot of great matches tonight. All right, so a little quiet out there. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm just going to fire up a budget game. If it goes through and someone's in there, great. If not, I'll go ahead and wrap up the stream for the night. Been a lot of fun hanging out with everyone. Been interesting to play this lightning deck. I'm not too much of a lightning deck player. Oh, okay. Let's see. We got Wada again. All right. All right. Yeah, Hector, I think we'll wrap it up here. I got Wada in one more match. Thanks for joining, Hector. Appreciate it. I'm not sure where you're at. I'm on the West Coast, so it's after 10 my time. If you're on the East Coast, for example, it'll already be after 1. All right, so I've got my Mighty Mouse to the front. Last match of the night. And with that, I'll start the battle. Wada's playing a dark deck. Gonna start off with Professor's Research. He's got Coughing up front. Oh, okay. You're on the West Coast as well. All right. Coughing to Wheezing is going to be that approach. Division's a great attack, which basically just brings out the other coughing. All right. Well, I need a Pokeball. Got Blitzel, so I'm going to place Blitzel down. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and give Mighty Mouse a point of energy. And with that, we're off to the races. And Mighty Mouse hasn't been as strong lately. It's definitely cooled off. At the rate, I probably need about another 4 or 5 tails just before we even break even. All right, Coughing has 1 energy. Can issue its division attack. Chorus. And that's the one. If we take a look at that, that's the one that goes for 80 more damage against an EX. Great card to have against these EX meta decks. Okay, so Zapdos to the bench. From there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep my Mighty Mouse with its energy, so I'm going to use an X speed. I'm going to go ahead and retreat back. I'm going to put the wall up front. Just missing Pikachu EX. I'm going to go ahead and give Zapdos some energy. And with that, I'll attack. Okay. So last match, Wada's got coughing up front. I got a Venipede, going to be working towards a Scolipede. Got 2 coughings. Now we have a wheezing and then a Taurus. Make that 2 wheezings and a Taurus. We know that Scolipede is a pretty powerful Pokemon. That Venoshock is a great attack. It loves poison Pokemon to attack on. Gas Leak ability, and then a 30-point strike, and then another great start for Wada. Uh-oh, no Pikachu EX for me. That's going to make things a little difficult. Hopefully Professor Oak can help me out. I did get the Zebstrika, so I'll go ahead and take that. Got a Pokeball, so let's see if I can get some help yet. There we go. Pikachu EX to the bench. I'm going to go ahead and at this point give Pikachu this energy and issue an attack. Alright, Weezing's down to 60. Zapdos EX is down to 80. Venipede, he needs Whirlipede and then Scolipede. One step closer. Wada's got Whirlipede. Alright, Wada's thinking through next step. Pointed energy over to the stronger, healthy Weezing in the back. Koga is going to pull the Weezing back to the deck. Beautiful looking Koga card, by the way. Other Weezings to the front. Pokeball to pull, hopefully coughing back to the bench again. Okay, we got a second, we got a Venipede and a Whirlipede. Weezing with another attack. Alright, so, well, we know that Zapdos is going to have to come back. So the question is, do I Sabrina, Taurus? I think what I'm going to do is I am going to ask Sabrina to help out. I'm aiming to get rid of that Taurus, just because it's a big threat to Pikachu EX. Taurus to the front, which makes the most sense. At this point now, I'm going to go ahead and retreat back. Pikachu to the front. I'll shake the poison on the back. I'll go ahead and throw a heal. With that, I'll sign this energy. Giovanni's in my hand, but I needed to use Sabrina, so unfortunately I can't use Giovanni as well. But I can put a big impact on that Taurus. That one's a threat. That one's a threat, for sure. Okay, 2 Whirlipedes. Scolipede has a Venoshock attack. Really needs to have the poison going to deliver its strongest damage. Got a good battle going here. Wada thinking through his options. 0-0. We got 2 Whirlipedes, both at full health on the bench. Both with 1 energy. Got a Weezing also on the bench with 1 energy. And we got Taurus with no energy to retreat to come back to. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and retreat back. I'm going to ask Mighty Mouse to step forward. I'm going to move this energy over to Zebstrika, so I have that ready to go. I'm going to hold on to my potion, hold on to Giovanni, and with that, I'm going to attack. Alright, see if I can paralyze a knocked out Pokemon. Nope, can't do it anyway. So my Mighty Mouse has definitely been on the I think the last 3 or 4 coin flips have been tails. Alright, Whirlipede to the front. Just need a Scolipede. There's Scolipede, 140 health. Has a 70-point attack. And then it gets extra damage if the opponent's poisoned. So if we take a look at it here, they get 50 more points of damage. 2 Scolipedes, a coughing, and a wheezing. Wow. That's a lot of trouble brewing over there. Alright, so I think at this point what I'm going to do is, I don't have a whole lot of choice, so Pikachu to the active spot. I am going to bring in my other wall. Whoop. Put my wall on the bench. From there, I'm going to go ahead and assign this second energy, and I'm at least going to bang down on the Scolipede some. I have to be poisoned, so that Weezing is going to have to come forward first. So, if they want to poison me, so there's a 90-point strike there. So that Scolipede's within another shot of being out. There's a Weezing. All right, 2 Weezings, 2 Scolipedes. So Wada's got it dialed in. He's got his cards on the table that he's really looking for. So he's got a full offensive onslaught to work with. So let's see what happens. Weezing to the front. There's a good poison. Koga's going to pull out, okay. And the other Scolipede to the front. And an attack. Beautiful, beautiful move. Great job, Wada. And I was wondering if you were going to do that, if you had that other Koga. All right. There was a textbook way to use Koga. You basically apply that poison with Weezing, use Koga to pull it back, Scolipede to the front, and 120. Yeah, that was great. I had a feeling you probably had that Koga and was going to do that. That was a great move. That was a great move with Koga. Good job, Wada. All right, send in a thanks. Okay. All right, so I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. So thanks for everyone for joining. I'll be back on tomorrow night, same time, 8 p.m. I also have a video coming out at midnight tonight. My long videos, which are really only like 3 to 5 minutes, 2 minutes. But it does cover what's hot in the meta, and it basically covers everything in a very short, concise way. Everything I kind of covered tonight. So that's definitely coming tomorrow. I'll be back on. I'm not sure which deck I'm going to play tomorrow. I'll kind of see what's going on. Maybe it'll be another kind of unique deck, or maybe I'll go back to one of my fighting decks. But I'll definitely be back on tomorrow night. Actually, will I be on tomorrow night? Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Actually, I will not be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, the holiday. So I will be back on... basically, I'll be back on Wednesday night. So I'll be missing in action tomorrow to enjoy the holiday with my family, my girlfriend, and her kids. But I'll definitely catch up with everyone on Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. So thanks everyone for following. I hope you have a good rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, or night, depending where you are on the globe. And as always, let's battle. Thanks, Wada. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Happy New Year's to you as well. And I definitely will stay in tune with your YouTube page as you get up and going. And have a good rest of the night. Sleep good. Take care.